Hello everyone, my name is Monette and today we will be having 3 activities related to our subject, which is multicultural diversity in workplace for tourism professional. And before we start, let me introduce to you my guest, which is my twin sister Monica, to help me do this activity. So hello, my name is Monica and today I will be helping my sister to do this activity. So the first activity that we will be doing is what we call Connect the Dots. And I know that most of you know this game, so why not join me while you're watching me? Here are the instructions for this activity. Pass out a copy of dots. Ask the learners to complete the directions given at the bottom of the drawing. Give them about 5 minutes to work on the puzzle, and at the end of the time period, ask if anyone has found the solution. So here is my first question. Why is it that most of us do not think about going out of the boundaries? Oftentimes, we always think now we should always look or think about our boundaries in order to not hurt ourselves or hurt anyone around us. Yes, I got your point, but according to our reference, we had to go outside the lines. Why? Because this is what is required for us when we interact with other people. And we all know that every people think differently. So always go beyond your limitations or boundaries rather. So here is my last question for this activity. Why is it so hard to understand others' point of view? I think it's up to them naman how they want to see those persons' point of view. Like sometimes you understand others' point of view but you don't want to accept what they are saying. Kasi I believe na we do have our own beliefs, our own opinion, and we see things differently. But not necessarily na we don't understand their point of view. We just don't want to accept their point of view. Do I make sense? Yes, you do make sense. But you know why it is so hard to understand others' point of view? It is because oftentimes we are so busy thinking about our own point of view that most of the time we tend to judge others' ideas rather than trying to understand them. 1 down, 2 more to go. So our next activity is called changes. So here you need to think that you were in a group because supposedly it was a group activity, but sadly we're just the two of us. So the goal of this activity is to diffuse negativity within a group when faced with challenging changes. Here are the instructions for this activity. Use a paper to make a flip chart and list the changes that the group is going through. For this activity, we will be having 3 questions. So number 1 is, how these changes are altering your group and as individuals. We all know that communication is a must, especially when you are in a group. And telling your opinions, ideas, thoughts are important even it's good or bad. What important is you tell or share what you think to avoid misunderstanding. Number 2, what must we do to face the challenges? I think we should always be brave to face those challenges because that's the only thing we can do. If you're weak, you lose, but sometimes it's okay to feel weak, but what important is you still fight till you overcome all of it. So this is the last question for this activity. What symbol or object could we use to represent the change we are going through and the commitments we strive for this session? Open book. Why? Because in order to have a good communication, you should be open for the people you trust or even in your group. You should always tell what you think or what's on your mind. You know, it's hard to keep it all yourself. It's draining. 2 down, 1 to go. So this activity will be the last activity that we will be doing in this video. And just like the other activity a while ago, you need to think that you were in a group. Because this activity is what we call group membership. The goal of this activity is to create a supportive environment in which the learners can disclose their group membership and to allow them to experience what it is like to be part of a minority group. Here are the instructions for this activity. Have the learners form a large circle, call out different names, and begin with low-risk groups. We choose African American, or what we call Black people. We are all aware that Black people are one of the most discriminated in the society. They often called names, treated like animals or harshly, and sometimes being mocked up, which is so unfair and inhumane. For this activity, we will be having 4 questions. And number 1, how did it feel to be in the center of the circle? Were you comfortable being stared at? So uncomfortable. It's just that I'm not used to being in the middle and being stared by other people. Number 2, how did it feel to be on the outside of the circle? Happy, or maybe I can say that I'm feeling good. Honestly, I like being alone than being with other people. It made me feel sick being surrounded by too many people. It's not good. Number 3, how did you feel about those with you in the center of the circle or about those in the outer circle? For those people like being in the center, I feel like they are more confident in themselves, while for those people who like being outside the circle, well, I feel you all. So the last question for this activity, did anyone not make any trip into the circle? How did that feel? None. They're just all having fun while exchanging ideas and thoughts, and I feel just okay. As long as they're not gonna do anything bad to me, then we're fine, we're good. And that's all for our video. Once again, my name is Monet Amtogade, a proud tourism student from the University of the East Manila. Bye!